Hi, I'm Glenn of Raglan's Games. I just want to share a bit about Blender. If you're very new to Blender, I can say that the very first things that you need to learn in Blender is its basic functionalities, which are moving the objects, resizing the objects, selecting it, and arranging the objects. These are the very first things that you will need to learn in Blender. Instead of directly going to learn how to create a cup or a world in Blender, I suggest that you master or get yourself familiarized with the basic functionalities, which are the movements, the selections of the objects. Okay, so to do that, let's cut to the chase and go ahead with the demonstration. So I'm going to click File and select New and select General. So this will reset our workspace to a new environment or a new project. So what you're looking at here is just a cube with a red line in here that goes from here to there. This is what we call the x-axis. And this green line here is the y-axis. There's another axis that we don't see here. That is the z-axis, which is a blue line that usually goes up and down. So the green line usually goes forward and backward, with the red line that usually goes from left to right and vice versa. So to select an object here, the default object that Blender gives you when you create a new file is a cube. To select this cube, you need to click on it, and you will see that it just creates an outline here, signifying that you have already selected it. You can press delete and it will disappear. So to add a new one, you will also have to notice where your 3D cursor, this crosshair in the middle with a circle here, this is your 3D cursor. Wherever this 3D cursor is, anytime you add a new object, that object will appear in here. For example, if I click Add and select Mesh and select the cube, it automatically creates a cube in the middle of this 3D cursor. So remember, whenever this cursor is located, the new object will also appear in there. So let's try and add another one. I'm going to add another one called Plane. The shortcut for this menu is pressing Shift A. Shift A and then select Mesh and select Plane. Plane is like a rug or a carpet here. This is square in the middle. It appeared exactly where this 3D cursor is located. Now, to resize the resized object, you will need to select that object. Here, as you can see, I have selected the cube. Now, if I want to select the plane, because I can't see it, right? It's in between, in the middle of this cube. I want to go to this right here, to your scene collection. Click that plane, and you will see the outline of that plane. So in order to increase the size of any object, select them first, like the way you select in here. You can either select the object here directly in the workspace or in this collection. So I'm selecting the plane object in this collection, and I'm pressing letter S. As soon as you press the letter S, you will see this arrow here, this line here, this jagged line or broken lines. And whenever I move my mouse in or out, the size of the object is also changing. So if I drag this arrow outward, this size of the plane will increase. And if I do the opposite, then the plane will get smaller. So let's just make this plane at this size. After you're sure about the size, just press the left click button of your mouse, and the plane will be in that size. So in order for us to change our view, I want to see this object in a different perspective, or from a different perspective. I'm going to press the scroll button, that middle button on top of your mouse, and I'm going to move my mouse. So while I'm doing that, as you can see, it's like I'm moving around the objects, like flying around it. So I can see the bottom part of it, I can see the left and the right, and the top view of it. It will depend on how you rotate your view by moving your mouse. You can also do that by going to this area here. If you click on this X, for example, and drag it around that control, you're also changing your view. And that goes the same for the Y and the Z. So, but I prefer to use this workspace here. Just press the middle button of your mouse and move around your mouse to change the view. So if you want to move the object, for example, I want to move the plane at the bottom of this cube, or move the cube upward, so it will appear that the cube is sitting on top of the plane. So you can do that by selecting the cube here, or by selecting it in this area. So once you do that, again, to move the object, you're gonna have to press the letter G after you selected it, and then you can move the object around freely. If you're not happy where you have located it, or where you are, if you want it to go back to its default location, just press the right key of the mouse and it will go back there. Now, if I want to restrict its movement, instead of like moving around anywhere freely, press the right click on that button, on that object again, and press G. Now, once you do that, do not move the mouse, press the letter Z on your computer, and you will see that line across horizontally. Then you can move your box in any direction. If I move the box to the left, it doesn't matter. The whole movement will be restricted to up or down. If we just move this one a bit, select it again, and press Z. So yeah, as you can see, you don't have to hold the letter Z, just press it once and you can move the box or up and down. So if we want to like make it sitting directly on top of the plane without this gap here, so as you can see, I also move forward and inspect the distance or the gap in between them by scrolling the mouse. I can actually select this box here, this cube, and change the Z location to 1, and it will sit on top of the plane. If I change this to negative, for example, hover your mouse on that and drag that value to left or right. It will also change the location. So I'm just going to put 1 in here, and that's it. And I'm gonna zoom away from it by scrolling the middle mouse button. Alright, so that's how you're going to move it. If I want to change the size of the cube, you can do the same by pressing S. Select it first and then press S, and as you move your mouse away or closer to it, the box size changes. So right there, I want it to be like in this size. Now the view of this can be changed to front or top view by hovering on these letters here. For example, if I hover on the letter Y, it's saying that I can press the control number 1 on your numpad, and it will give me the front view. And if I hover on X, it says press 3 on your numpad and the change will rotate the view. If I hover on the Z and press 7, I'm going to be looking at the top. After that, you can actually press the scroll or the middle button of your mouse and drag it again to see the 3D view of it. Now, if I'm going to add another object, I can just click add here, or I can change the location of this 3D cursor to here so that the new object will appear on this side. So to do that, I'm going to press the shift button of the keyboard and right click on this place there. So now that our 3D cursor is in here, I can now add a new object. Let's try and add a UV sphere. As you can see, I have added the UV sphere and it appeared where this crosshair is located. So now I'm going to bring this sphere on top of the plane also. To do that, select the sphere and press G. Now I want to limit its movement again to up and down, so press the letter Z on your keyboard and bring it up and release it. There. Now if I want to align this object with this one, with the green line or y-axis, I'm going to press the number 1 numpad on the number 1 key on the numpad, and now I can move this by pressing G and putting it in front of it. So to verify if I have put that in front, I'm going to press the number 7 on the numpad, and as you can see, it's aligned with this box. Now we can actually move this closer by selecting it and pressing the letter G and pressing the letter Y. Even though if I move the mouse left and right, it's still going to move only that line, and I'm gonna align it with this box there. So let's go ahead and check it. Let's go ahead and add another object. Sorry, press Shift A on the keyboard and select Mesh and add a cone. So as you can see, the cone appeared where our 3D cursor is located, and it is showing half of the cone because the other part of the cone is buried beneath the plane. So how are we going to bring it up? Yeah, if you can remember, we need to select the cone and press the letter G. Now, to restrict its movement to up and down, press the letter Z or the letter Z on your keyboard and bring the cone up. So once you're happy with the location, left click on your mouse and it will stay there. Now, if you want to align this again with these objects, I'm going to press the number 1 on the numpad and I'm going to press G to move this. But if I want to restrict its movement to the x-axis, I'm going to press X and move this object in between. Now if I want to see the distance of this cone against the other object, I'm going to press the number 7, which will give me the top view of all these objects. Now remember that for the green line, that is the y-axis, I'm going to press letter G to move the cone and press Y to align it, to keep this one aligned with the other objects. Now I will release it again by pressing the left key, and I will change the view by dragging the scroll button. So these are the basic things that you will need to familiarize first. So another thing that we need to know is to give colors to these objects. So I'm just going to show you basic coloring. So let's go ahead and first select this cube first and go to the material. Now the material is this circle thing here, and I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to select this viewport shading. You can also click the new plus here, there, and now you can change the color by changing the color on the base color. So I want to put yellow in it. I'm just going to select it from this palette, and there you go, your box or your cube is color yellow. I can change the color of sphere to red. I have named the color of the material to this, so whenever you selected an object, you can actually change its color by the name of the color. For example, this is the original color for cone, and if I wanted red, I'm gonna put sphere on it, or just go to regular white. So let's go ahead and change it to blue, which is the cone, and that's it. That's how simple it is to do the basic things for Blender. So next time we're gonna learn something else, and if you find this video useful, please like and subscribe to my channel. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day, everyone. Goodbye.